Oh, I just got a little electronic voice that said recording in progress. I haven't had that before. I got a shock. I'm not sure I like them talking to me. Hmm. Hi, intrepid viewers. How are you paddling? You know, with all this stuff that's coming to light, which all of us have been talking about for years, it's all starting to unfold. And the juicy, gorgeous news that Letitia James is merging cases with Cyrus Vance, and her part of it will no longer be a civil matter, but a criminal matter. No shortage of criminals. So mysteriously, Trump, aka the Yeti, has gone back to Bedminster. I didn't think he would. I thought he'd try and find some excuse to stay in Florida. I'm kind of amazed. So is that because he really thinks he's Captain Invincible and no one can touch him? Now, I know there are legal things about him not staying at Mar-a-Lago, but he normally takes no notice of that. Curious. So I want to have a quick look at the merging of these cases, and then a quick look at, the House has passed a vote to go ahead with the January 6th commission, looking into it all in fine print. But I want to see what happens when it hits the Jurassic Park of the Senate, really, have a look at that. Oh, and in other news during the week, the two most sort of loud rat bags of the GOP at the moment, Marjorie Taylor Greene going for AOC. I mean, what folly is that? And Lauren Boebert, or however her name is pronounced, put a word out on Twitter. Can everyone send me their favourite Bible quote? Well, Twitter did. And there were hundreds of hilarious responses. If you want a belly laugh, look up the responses to Lauren Boebert's request. But my personal favourite is, and I quote from Proverbs, "A false witness will not go unpunished, and he who breathes out lies will perish." Proverbs 19:9. Well, there you go. So on Matt Gaetz, still carrying on, but I also want to have a quick look at Don McGahn. I must pop that on today. So let's lead off. I've got new cards. They're Rider-Waite's, but they're a bit shinier. So how will this combination of cases pan out for the Yeti? These New York cases for the Yeti. These New York cases. These New York cases. Okay. So there. Oh, we're kicking off here. We are kicking off. Oh, well, there you have it, really. And one more. Yeah. Okay, I'm not sure how they'll show up on camera. So this starts off, it gives them greater strength, obviously, to combine the two. And then they can get to so much more stuff, all the stuff that's involved that is wider than either of their individual court cases. This is not a surprise. It's just laying out the land. Also, the world is watching with bated breath. So the question, how will it impact the Yeti? I think it's going to, well, here's Trump Tower going down in flames, but the Empress, I'm thinking this is Ivanka. I think Ivanka's going to be dragged into this kicking and screaming. And I'm sure her brothers will be involved as well. But socially, or let's say, you know, in terms of who's got the fame factor, it's Ivanka's involvement that's going to be the most riveting. So in terms of New York, celebrating up large, there's no shortage of issues and things to play with these indictments. There's going to be so many indictments all coming at once. So be patient, one and all. The effect on him short term is, I think for the next, let's say, Taro's not marvellous on timelines, but for the next 4 or 6 weeks or something, the Yeti is going to be out and about, at least, you know, via recordings. And then he's going to suddenly pull his head in, way in, while he works out his next move, or while his minders work out the best move. But he's going to be immensely restricted physically. So we'll have to keep a very close eye. That's just a very generic toe in the water. Their cases obviously become stronger, and they've got the goods to bring them down. So we do just have to have patience. Legal stuff is so time consuming. Oh, God. So now I want to know about Don McGann, and finally he's giving testimony. He refused first time round, but it wasn't, cast your mind back to the middle of the Mueller stuff and where we all had such high hopes. Do not lose faith, intrepid viewers. The Mueller stuff is coming on stream now and beyond. It is only just beginning. So Don McGann, from memory, he didn't refuse outright at first. It was more like, if you want me to testify, you have to make me or something. And then the Dems backed off a bit or something. Viewers, you're onto it. Can you please remind me of what happened? The end result was he didn't testify. But this time, apparently, he is, and he'll have some gossip of the first order, because he was at the heart of it at the time. He was in the engine room. So what can we expect from Don McGann's testimony? Don McGann's testimony. Don McGann's testimony. Now, oh, sorry. Let's do this. Got the 9 of Cups here. He's going to be a changed man through this. Underneath, this has been him till now, right? More or less, he made peace with himself awkwardly, if you like. So he wasn't that comfortable about not testifying because he was old enough to sort of respect the institutions, but he had more to lose by testifying than testifying. So he decided to put his, by refusing, he put in his lot with all those GOP smug people to turn their back on subpoenas to Congress. So let's hope Congress has a better plan this time around, like serious leg smacking, right? Okay, so what does he offer this time? Detail. Detail, 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 the fine print of what happened while he was within earshot of the Yeti doing his mating calls in the Oval Office. Really, the mind boggles. Not attractive. McGann's testimony is actually hugely important because it's going to set another whole series of things in motion. So I think this was more about, did Trump try to intervene by trying to sack Mueller? I think this is going to be the kernel of his testimony, and he has the fine print. He's being called now, he certainly is. They've got him on speed dial, but he's having a change of heart himself. It's like he was afraid of the Yeti like everyone else. He hid behind the skirts of, you know, the other Republicans, but I feel he's not going to sprout forth. It's going to have to be extracted from him, but he's going to get the information out there. And I think he feels he's been called at this stage to do that. So I think he's coming at it with a different space. He's no longer afraid, I think, of the Yeti, because the Yeti has bigger fish to fry than Don McGahn. So he's sort of off the hook. But I still don't think it'll be comfortable for him. But I think he'll get there in the end. So that's him. What else do we have? Oh, yes. And this is so important. Will the Senate block the commission going forward or not? Will they be able to block it? They will be pulling out all the stops. Oh, my God. Oh, my word. But before I get to that, just a little digression, viewers. Back to Matt Gaetz, who's got serious problems. He and these other unadulterated hypocrites that occupy lawmakers' seats, right? I had a flash, just, was it last night? Might have been the night before, where I saw them all sort of, it's a bit, I think what triggered it in my brain was Larry Hogan saying the GOP is now a circular firing squad, right, which I love. And it was like that. It was Gaetz in the middle, and he was just, you know, looking at all these guys around him going, if I go down, you go down, and you go down, and you go down, and you go down. So he's maneuvering behind the scenes for support, but I don't think he's going to get it, or not enough. So I just thought that was an interesting image, because I usually hear things, I don't get visual images that often. Okay, so back to, I was going to say 9/11, the 9/11-like inquiry, a really thorough, proper, deep inquiry into January 6th. How will the Senate behave? Will they block it? Will they block it? Okay. Now, that's Mitch McConnell, I think. The world. Oh, there's going to be some surprise news come out about that. Oh, well, according to these cards, they won't be able to block it. Oh, God, I hope I'm right. Oh, could be wishful thinking, but I hope I'm right. King of Wands, who's the guy with the big stick? That's Mitch McConnell. This is really important, America. The world has been watching this lunacy unfold, you know, now for 5 years, really. But the world card is also about the end of a huge cycle. I think it's the, please, I hope this is right. It's going to break the back of Mitch's power. I think they might go ahead. There's enough disenchanted Republicans who just might have the gravitas to vote in the right direction. Oh, my word. That's going to be a surprise to just about everybody. Or there could be some surprise news just before that flips a few fence sitters, right? There's definitely a surprise in here. And the star is my card for the best of the USA. So it's going to go ahead. I really didn't think it would. And I'm not entirely convinced, but I so hope so. Now, I've got a collaboration coming up with Johnny and the others. And then also next week, I'm off to another state to go and see Dave from Moonrise. So we'll work something out. Now, just before I go, there was one more thing that was bugging me. What was it going to just see if I can find it? Oh, yes. Anthony Bourdain. I started to do some channeling of people who have passed, and then I got diverted myself in because the politics of every day are so dramatic. But I might kick that off again. I'll do a separate video because not everyone will be interested in that topic, but I think I'll do Anthony Bourdain. Okay, guys, you stay really calm. Rise above it. Rise above it. Walk with the higher angels. Good luck. See you soon.